two of you might not believe this, but I used to go to a lot of raves in my younger days.
Do you have footage? I'd like to see footage.
No footage, but I do have photographic evidence.
We're gonna need copies of that.
Which
we do gonna need that on screen.
I suppose I will provide. Go.
Was that a seizure because you were dancing so
Yeah,
excitedly, or
induced
was
by
there
the-
other?
I am proud to say that it was a completely natural seizure. Let's put this into perspective. New Year's Eve in Australia is what I would describe as hot AF. It is pure summer. It's like 40 degrees outside. I've been working all day at that point because working on New Year's Eve is good money. And then I went out with some friends to a gig that night. New Year's Eve gig. Seems pretty good. I got, I'm gonna say, a little bit too inebriated, as per usual. And then I decided to dance in front of a strobe light for 4 hours. Like, me here, strobe light here. And that's how I discovered that every human has a natural bodily limit to seizure-dom. So I seized, and luckily I happened...
Or you got seized, really.
I seized.
I got
You got
seized.
And at
seized.
some point, I just ceased to exist.
Luckily, I happened to be dancing right next to a registered nurse.
And that's how I met my wife.
And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
No, sadly. And yeah, I was fine because I had medical attention immediately. Woke up at about 6 a.m. in hospital to bring in the new year. It was probably the saddest new year I've ever had.
Oh.
But yeah, that's the closest I think
crazy.
I've ever come to feeling like on the brink of death.
It sounds pretty fun. Must have been a pretty wild night.
It was pretty good up until
until
a
that
point, I can say that.
Where did the transition happen where you were like, well, you went from dancing for 8 hours in front of a strobe light into I'm not leaving the small room in front of my microphone? Like that's a pretty radical change right there.
I did used to be quite outgoing. It was a gradual shift to introvertdom.
The real secret is that Liam still likes to rave alone privately in his room, which is why you have those lovely lights behind you. And what I'm now
We'll see
picturing
if I
is
can-
Liam just, yeah, exactly. That's my headcanon of Liam.
The whitest dancing ever.